Hey there, pen enthusiasts. Today we're looking at another couple pens from Jinhao. These are going to be the Jinhao 82. And for those of you in the know, these do look quite similar to a popular, more expensive pen brand if you're familiar with them. And so I've got the two here, both of them with gold accents. I've got the purple, which is slightly translucent, and then this blue with the glitter in the resin there. And so both of these pens will be a screw cap. I did pick them up in a medium nib. That's what I tend to like here recently. And they will come with an included converter. But other than that, that's all you get with them. There's no kind of extra accessories or included ink cartridges, so you will need a bottle of ink to get these started. So I'm going to grab a random bottle of ink and get both of these inked up, and we'll take a quick look at how they write. And I'm going to go with an ink I haven't used in a while. This is Robert Oster Tranquility. So we'll pop that open and fill these up real quick. All right, so to fill this up, like any cartridge converter pen, we're going to extend the plunger all the way to the bottom here. And then we need to submerge the entire nib up to the bottom of the section in the ink. This bottle's getting on the lower side, so I'm having to go quite a ways in there, and we will slowly retract that plunger. And then we should have a fair amount of ink. Sometimes if you do that and expel all the ink back into the bottle and then fill it back up, you can get a little bit fuller fill, but we did fairly well with that one, so I'm not too concerned about getting that last little bit. Just a little bit of paper towel here to wipe off any excess. Then we will reassemble this one and fill up the other one real quick. Get the cap back on that so we don't have any ink catastrophes. So with a closer look at the pen here, you will see it's got a fairly stiff clip, plenty usable, just a folded metal clip there. It's got a cap band with the Jinhao branding on it. And then you do have another little accent ring here at the rear finial. I really do like the glitter in this. I like the way that it catches the light there. And the nib on these is a two-tone nib with the Jinhao branding and your nib size here at the bottom. Gives it a little bit of extra embellishment on a quite inexpensive pen. So it just makes it look a little bit nicer than what you might expect on something that only costs anywhere in between $5 and $10. I've seen them. It just depends where you pick them up. So we're going to do a quick writing sample on both of these. So between two of those, the nib on this purple one does have a little bit less feedback than the blue one there. I'm going to take a quick look at the nib here just to see if I see anything off on it that we can maybe get it writing a little bit better. So I'll see if I can get this on camera. It's probably not going to focus on what I want it to, though. If I can get it to knock into macro mode, we would be good. I think I turned that off. So to my eye at least, one of the tines does seem slightly misaligned. So if you can catch that there, you can actually see right between those. So I actually think we've got a bit of spacing between the nib. And so the way I'm going to try to fix that is to push the tine down and under the other side like so, and then we'll swap and do that on the other side. And then once we do that a few times to see if we can close that gap just a little bit, we'll have to realign these. All right, so after a bit of tinkering with that, probably about 4 or 5 minutes worth, I did get that gap closed up a little bit. There is still a little bit of it there, but it's hard to see on camera here. I got the tines a little bit better aligned to where now I'm not experiencing the hard starting that I noticed when I first started writing with this one. That's why I tipped it up. A lot of times with pens that either have some sort of gap or something that's causing hard starting, baby's bottom is another one. If you tip it up and then immediately go back to writing, it will kind of exacerbate the problem there. And so now with this one, it does appear to be writing more consistently. And since I did align those tines, it feels more evenly smooth in both directions there. It doesn't feel like one of the tines is a little bit lower and dragging. But the purple one definitely wrote better out of the box there. Just for funnies, we'll write again with that. And so for these, since they are so inexpensive, I think it could be fun to pick them up just because I do think they are a fairly sharp looking pen. They come in a ton of different colors. You can pick them up in 3 packs on Amazon. I think it's a pretty common that I've seen. And then if you're willing to buy them straight from China from AliExpress, you can get them individually for about the same price as you can get them in the packs on Amazon, but you can pick and choose the colors you actually like. And I do really like the ones with the included glitter over the kind of more flat colors. This one, it looks more translucent on camera than it does in person. To my eye, I can see the threads here. So as always, I'll have some affiliate links if you do happen to want to pick one of these up for yourself. Kind of the joy of it for me is I like to find really inexpensive pens that write really well. These out of the box, one of them was pretty good, the other one not so much, but that's kind of how it goes with these inexpensive pens. You'll pick up, a couple of them and maybe one of them doesn't write particularly well. And if you learn some basic nib tuning, you can usually get them writing well enough. But that really comes down to just kind of what you want to mess with. It's one of those things you can pick up a more expensive pen, especially from like a well-reputed pen retailer online, to where if you got a pen that didn't write well, rather than messing with the nib at all, you would just send them an email, tell them what's going on, and they would probably swap you out or offer to take a look at it for you instead of you having to do the fiddly stuff yourself. But since these cost, sub $5 sometimes to pick up, no one's really going to care when you say it doesn't write well. Most of these sellers are drop shipping them straight from China, even on Amazon. If you get lucky, though, they have these stock here in the US, so you get them a little quicker than you would buying them direct from China, but you always have to check that shipping time on those, because I've had where I find one that has prime shipping on one, and then you switch to a different color from the same seller, and it's one that's drop shipped, and it's going to take a month. So keep an eye out on that if you do pick one of these up. And as always, if you made it to the end of the video, maybe check out one of my other ones and see if you like what you see. Thanks for watching.